1 minute here and we'll get started.
Okay, you'll be on channel 12 and YouTube, and you're rolling. You can start at the top of the hour. It'll be kicking over on 12.
Thank you. Okay, it is the top of the hour. Appreciate everybody for jumping on. I'm going to officially kick off the 9/1/2021 meeting of the Westfield Parks and Recreation Commission. I'm going to do a quick roll call here. Bear with me for a second. I've been writing everybody down as they've been coming in. I missed Ken.
Here.
Got you, Ken. Give me one quick second. Okay, let's see. Okay, so Doug Morash.
Here.
Here, Scott LeBombard.
Here.
LeBombard is here. Mike Terrell is here. Vinny Olinsky.
Here.
Sarah Unger.
Here.
Bob Bernesi.
Here.
Ken Megarian.
Here.
And Jane DeBarbieri, who is not here. Hopefully she is not still stuck in New Orleans. Okay. First order of business is the approval of minutes from the meeting of July 14th, 2021. Did everybody have a chance to view the minutes? Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve the minutes from the July 12th, 2021 meeting.
I have a motion made by Scott LeBombard. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Sarah Unger. Is there any further discussion? Okay. I will have to do a roll call here since we're back on Zoom. Doug Morash.
Yes.
Scott LeBombard.
Yes.
Mike Terrell, yes. Vinny Olinsky.
Yes.
Sarah Unger.
Yes.
Bob Bernesi.
Yes.
Ken Megarian.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Thank you. Public participation, max of 15 minutes, 3 minutes per person. Anybody who is not on the agenda this evening who would like to participate via public participation? All right, seeing none. We will move on to the next City Council communications. I do not see Mr. Morganelli, our City Council representative, or any other City Council representatives on the call this evening. So we will move through that. First item of business is Melanie McNamara for Westfield Youth Football permit for Bolins Field, Sundays, September 9th through November 10th, 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Using the second field. I'm not exactly sure what using the second field means. And also, I believe we need Scott Hathaway for this particular item. Bear with me for 1 second here, Melanie.
Yep.
Bear with us for a quick moment here. While we're waiting, Melanie, if you want to just maybe give us a quick synopsis of what you guys are looking to do. I know you and I have spoken here
Yeah.
Over the past couple of weeks, but perhaps if you could just give the commission a quick rundown of what you guys are looking to do.
Yes. I did forward the invite to Troy St. Pierre. I can't see if he's on here or not. He's the president of our league.
It
So
doesn't look like he's on.
Okay, so I can start, and then if he joins, he has more of the history. He's been with Westfield Youth Football for a long time. But basically, the second field is really that football field over behind the Voc. So there's the baseball field and the football field.
Yep. Did I lose you, Melanie?
Yeah, I think she froze.
Yeah, Melanie, we lost you. Looks like.
Ball. Oh, we lost you.
Yeah, we lost you. We lost you right after the second field is the football field.
Oh, can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay. Okay. So my son just went to high school, so I've been involved for the last 8 years with Westfield Youth Football. So I have that much history, and I have what Troy told me. But basically, for years, Westfield Youth Football has played their JV and varsity games at Bullens up until 2 years ago, when they wanted to give the field a break to go in and sort of, sorry, I'm at football practice at Roots right now, and there's a lot of noise and banging.
That's fine.
So so what we've done in the past every year is we'll put in a field use form for a building use form for both the high school field and Bullens Field. And that's how it's always been done. And then they've always approved it just before. But like I said, 2 years ago, they wanted to rehab the fields a little bit. So we took the break and we paid for Roots Fields privately. So we had to do some extra fundraising to make that happen. But that was with the understanding that we would be back in a couple of years. So when COVID hit, we obviously couldn't come back anyway. And so then this year would have been the first year we were eligible to come back. And so we filled out the building use form for the schools as we normally had. And we got word September 10th, I think it was, that that's no longer the process, that the process was to come to this meeting and to fill out the field use request through Park and Rec. So that's what we're doing. We're basically requesting to use the field. Only this year, we only need it for Sundays. There's a concession stand down there that we actually had built and donated to the field, because apparently what was there was a teeny tiny shack that was sort of falling apart. So Westwood Youth Football paid for and built this larger concession stand that the high school uses, that I think the baseball uses, and we use when we're down there. And that is a large chunk of our fundraising. So that was part of our concern about losing the field. If we weren't going to be able to use it, we were going to lose thousands of dollars in fundraising, because we can't do concessions at Roots because they have their own concessions. So I'm not sure how much more, or if people want to ask questions at this point.
So real quick, so you were at Roots. Can you talk a little bit about the effect that your move to Roots has had on your fundraising, your financials and stuff like that?
Yeah, so that the cost of Roots basically quadrupled what we were paying for in other things such as we put the porta potties on the high school field. We pay whatever, I don't know if it's a donation or if we make a full payment of some sort. It basically, I want to say, kind of wish Troy was here because I do the fundraising, but I don't do the books. But I believe it was about $18,000 to use Roots for 1 year. So we had to put together extra fundraisers to raise that. And then with COVID, we couldn't fundraise. I mean, luckily we had fundraised quite a bit the year before. And Roots worked with us. I mean, that wasn't even, we were told that wasn't even a full price charge. They were trying to help us out because they understood the circumstances. The season last year due to COVID was not a full season, but we did have practices. So normally we practice 5 days a week in August, 4 days a week in September. Once school starts, games start in September on the weekends, run through the beginning of November. That's when the playoffs start. So again, when Roots was available, we paid for Roots. When Roots wasn't available, we would have gone on the road. But that was just 4 games, and last year, 4 games and 2 practices a week for each team. So the other piece is their parking can't handle it. They can't handle, so they transformed basically their largest soccer field was big enough to transform into a football field and bought some movable goalposts for us to use. And we may have helped contribute to that. I know we offered to. And then when concessions got taken away, I think we didn't end up doing, because we thought we were going to be able to do some concessions here. So they transformed that field, but the parking couldn't handle it. So we literally had to have people dropping their kids off and parking 2 buildings away and then walking up Root Road, which has no sidewalks. I don't know if any of that's even relevant for you guys, but that was sort of the predicament it put us in.
Yeah, understood. So what you guys are asking is doesn't involve practices, but you are looking, as I understand, for 6 dates between this coming weekend and the beginning of November. And again, as you mentioned, you're looking to do this on Sundays as opposed to Saturdays and Sundays, as has been the case in the past. And
Yes, we did
Go
move
ahead.
all the Saturday games to on the road for that very reason.
Okay. And each Sunday, you're looking to have 3 games each Sunday. Is that true?
Correct. Yes. And then
Okay.
there's one Monday in there where we just want to take pictures down at the field with the scoreboard behind us.
Okay. Okay. Does anybody have any questions for Melanie as part of this request? Scott, go ahead.
Melanie, if this permit isn't approved, what's plan B for Westfield Youth Football?
So we did talk to Roots and let them know the situation and that it was all pending a meeting. Roots can accommodate us for 2 of the dates. The other ones, we will have to talk to the other teams and move them on the road. And if they can't, then we forfeit the games.
Doug? Yeah, go ahead. You're on mute, Doug. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you said you used Bullens in the past before the past 2 years. That was the arrangement. So it's not like you haven't used Bullens before, but how does the coordination happen with the high school? So they never need that football field on Sundays? Is that just kind of how it's worked out historically, or?
Yeah, their games are on Friday nights and then we would be there Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
I did talk to the folks at the high school, Ryan Dunphy. He did indicate, a desire to work with Westfield Youth Football. Again, pending the big question, and again, I'll say this for my from my own knowledge, and Scott Hathaway's here with us now. I think the big question for me is just obviously we had some issue with this field, both of the fields at Bullens a few years ago, wherein we lost, we more or less lost the field later in the year, and spent a lot of time, energy, and resources getting those fields back. And that was part of, Melanie mentioned them being off the field for a couple of years. And that was part of an effort to rehab that field and get it back into a good place, which is, I think, where we're at today. Scott, thanks for joining. What are your thoughts on the field in terms of what it can handle, what it can hold, and what type of maintenance we are looking at doing to try to ensure that we don't run into an issue with that field in the future?
So the fields right now are great. They're in really good shape. We've been overseeding them for the past few years and got them all the weeds under control, and the compaction problem has been taken care of. There's still some issues as far as top dressing that we need to do to get some of the bumps and smooth it out and crown it. But we can definitely handle 6 events. The big problem that we're having right now is getting product, especially seed. So I have some seed left over, and hopefully I have 20 bags coming in, but the price doubled on seed, and it doubled on fertilizer, pre-emergent, pesticide, everything is gone through the roof. And it's hard, that's hard to get a hold of as well. So I have enough pre-emergent for next spring that I bought extra this year. And I'm glad I did, because like I said, the price doubled on that too. Seeing that a bag of seed traditionally is about $90 a bag, and now it's up close to $200 a bag. That's a 50-pound bag of seed. Those are the only costs that hit us pretty hard, and of course the availability of it. So otherwise, as long as we can continue with the maintenance that we're doing, now we shouldn't have a problem with keeping the turf where it is. We can overseed too. If the middle starts getting thin, hopefully we'll have some. That's the problem. So if the middle gets thinned out and we have no seed, then we got a bit of an issue. Because I really like I don't like to overseed in the spring. I only like to do the pre-emergent in the spring and give and do the overseeding in the next couple of weeks and really hit it hard. I find that works best, and then we can go right into our regular program of maintenance. Does that make sense? I should say first.
Yeah. So 20 bags of seed, upwards of $200 a bag. So you're estimating around $4,000 cost to overseed the field following the season in the fall.
Yes.
Could I just ask
Sure.
a question? You said that,
Sure.
that you go back to your regular maintenance. I mean, was that different maintenance in the past?
We didn't know, we weren't taking care of the
Um,
fields until Starfires wanted to basically sell alcohol. That's when Park and Rec, we came in and they could just get a waiver. So the maintenance was awful. It was almost non-existent.
Yeah. Well, honestly, that was my understanding of why the fields fell apart. It wasn't our usage per se. It was the fact that they weren't being maintained properly. And I know that wasn't on you back then, but that's why I was asking if that was different now. Because one of the other things I mentioned to Mike was we didn't fundraise to be our entire season at Roots, but we did do our normal fundraising. So we do have some funds that we would love to donate toward the seeding. If that
Yeah,
helps.
anything will
any.
help. Help would help because I'm shorthanded constantly. So that's been a huge issue, and nobody has pesticide license, which hamstrings me again. Hopefully, we're going to fix that this winter and get everybody above board on pesticide licensing. And so I'm not the only applicator, which I'm actually not supposed to do according to my contract. I do like to do it because I get out there and I get to see, the eyes on the grass and see what the turf's looking like, what kind of weeds we're dealing with, what kind of insects, pathogens, everything that's going on. So
Yeah,
that's
I don't have any.
like I said, anything, any kind of monetary donation, or in after, later on in the week, if you want to talk, we could sit down so we don't have to sit there and talk about numbers or whatever during the meeting here. But yeah, anything you guys can help would be great.
Yep.
Yeah,
No,
I think
we did have a board meeting.
Sorry. Yeah, no, I think it's an important point to mention, and Scott mentioned that,
Sorry.
we didn't have, we didn't have substantive maintenance back a while back. And I think, Melanie, you're right. Not necessarily the use of Westfield Youth Football or any of the other teams, the high school or anything that use the field. I think the focus really is not so much what was done back then, but really putting laser focus on the fact that this can't happen again. Can't lose this field again. This is varsity field. This is the field that the high schools use, and we really want to make sure we don't commit any of the sins of the past. And we've got a program in place that is going to sustain those fields year over year here moving forward, regardless of who is using the fields.
No.
Did you have some more words to say, Melanie?
Me? Yes. Yeah, no, I wasn't suggesting it was anybody's fault. I was just saying, I don't know that the usage was necessarily the problem. Because like he said, you could tell it just wasn't maintained. We did have a board meeting on Monday, and I did ask the board. Unfortunately, I wasn't there, but everyone else on the board seemed to be okay with donating seed or whatever. We do like to give back. We do work very closely with the high school because we are their feeder program. We just bought a piece of equipment that the high school and us share, and we know that obviously school hadn't started yet, so they hadn't raised any funds, so we paid for it. And then once they start fundraising, they can pay back their half or as much as they can afford. So, we're okay with all of that. And on a side note, and I can obviously talk separately to, I think Scott, I believe was his first name, but I do have a Cub Scout pack who does a ton of community service. They're obviously not licensed landscapers, but they can come down and pull weeds too. Anytime, because we do almost all of our community service we do for the schools. So we would be more than willing to do that.
Okay. Yeah, I think, given the amount of maintenance, the yearly maintenance that we're looking to do down there, I think if youth football could work with us in trying to assist and a portion of that yearly cost to do that overseeding, I think that would go a long way in terms of helping to keep that field up and keep it nice and thick, particularly through the middle of that field.
Yeah, and we definitely
year.
want it thick. We definitely want it thick and well maintained for our littles, because they'll trip long before any high schoolers would trip. They trip over themselves. So
Understood. Any other questions from commissioners?
The couple I have.
Sure, go ahead, Ken.
Scott. 3 questions. One is, do you expect to be here this fall and next spring?
Oh, as far as not being deployed,
Yes.
as far as I was supposed to go to New Jersey for the Afghan refugees coming in. Fortunately, it got canceled. So yeah, I don't see anything coming up. There's nothing on the books. So, and I retire in March, so I'll be done.
Okay. Two, the use of Westfield youth football and what they have requested for games and use this fall. Do you see any problem with the wear and tear on the field as long as you get what you need, seed and help and whatever?
No, we should be fine. I think the turf can handle, like I said, 6 events. It should not be a problem.
Excellent, excellent. Okay. I'm
Thanks,
good.
I
guys.
thought there was 3 questions.
Well, I'm keeping the last one for later.
Oh, okay.
Any questions from any of the other commissioners? Okay. Is there a motion to approve this request for Westfield Youth Football for 6 dates
So moved.
between? So
I'll
moved by,
second.
okay, just real quick. So 6 dates between 9/3/2021 and 11/10/2021. Okay, so there is a motion made by Ken McGarrion, seconded by Sarah Unger for the use of Bullens Field, the football field, by Westfield Youth Football between 9/3 and 11/10/2021, with the understanding that we will sit with them following this meeting and determine the appropriate participation as far as Westfield Youth Football goes in terms of maintenance and upkeep of Bullens Field. Does that sound correct to everybody?
Yes.
All right, Melanie, does that sound correct to you?
Yes, and I did just want to add one more thing I should have said at the beginning, but thank you for calling this meeting early and hearing us.
Sure thing. Okay. Motion's been made and seconded and clarified. We're gonna go around the room here. Doug,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Mike Terrell is a yes. Vinnie Alinsky,
Yes.
Sarah Unger,
Yes.
Bob Bernesi,
Yes.
Ken McGarrion.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Melanie, thank you. I'll reach out to you and
So-
we can try to figure out a way to work out some of the maintenance costs.
Perfect. Thank you so much, everyone.
Okay.
Have a great
Thank
night.
you. Okay. Item number 2, permit requesting Girl Scout signs at Park Square for a month for islands.
Yeah.
Is there anybody here to discuss that? I don't have a permit for that in my packet. Is there anybody on the call here to discuss that? Okay. Having nobody on the call to talk about that, signage is a particularly difficult thing to police for us. So seeing nobody here to answer questions about it, I am going to make a motion to table that particular item for the next meeting.
Second.
There's a second by Scott LeBombard. Any discussion? Okay, I'm gonna take a vote. I think I have to take a roll call vote to table this because we're on Zoom. So please bear with me. So the motion to table, Doug Morash,
Yes.
LeBombard,
Yes.
Mike Terrell is a yes. Vinnie Alinsky,
Yes.
Sarah Unger,
Yes.
Bob Bernesi,
Yes.
Ken McGarrion.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion to table passes. Next item is Cheryl Crow Artworks Westfield Permit Park Square Pavilion, October 16th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. for the annual art and author show and selling books to the public. Good afternoon, Cheryl. How are you?
Hi, everybody. Nice to see everybody.
Welcome back.
Thank you. It is called Oktoberfest. Most of our artists, and we're also doing music that will be in that private lot that Pro owns there by Nina's Spirits. But we want, again, like to put the authors on the green. It seems to work for them. They're quieter. They like the quietness. So we're looking at around 24 authors to put there, and we'll be using we'd like to use the inside of the pavilion as well. We do have a couple of authors that are disabled, and it worked out really well last time. We had 3 disabled that we put in the pavilion. Again, I will have total control of that area, make sure everything's picked up. We do sweep up and stuff after. I don't think you guys have seen any problems from us at all. But that's what we'd like to do is on that day. I also have an Oktoberfest on that particular day. Well, with WOW, where they're having it at the Boys and Girls Club. So we always like to have it that day. So we're just asking permission if we can use the green.
Okay, this is a renewal, right, Cheryl? This is something you did this past year as well?
This is the first, yes, that is correct. We have worked with WOW in the past with the Pumpkin Fest, but they only have so much room down over there at the Boys and Girls Club, and so we decided we'd like to still take up Elm Street and do the music down in that area as well. But this is our first time that we've done this art show where we want to use the green because our authors are asking to be a little bit more separated, so they, be a little bit more quieter area for them.
Okay,
that
I thought we did something where we brought the authors down onto the green.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. I'm sorry. I guess I didn't answer your question very well. Yes, that was back in May. That was
Okay.
the first time we had an author show, which I kind of initiated with the authors because a lot of times the authors get pushed aside because they're the quiet ones and people seem to forget them. So it was a nice success and they were very, very happy. So with the Oktoberfest, they asked if they could just go back on the green where it's quieter.
Gotcha. So similar in terms of the engagement that we had back in May.
Exactly the same thing.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Any questions for Cheryl? Okay. Seeing none, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Made by Ken McGarrion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Doug Morash. Any further conversation? All right, seeing none. Doug Morash,
Yes.
Scott LeBombard,
Yes,
Mike Terrell is a yes. Vinny Alinsky,
Yes.
Sarah Unger,
Yes.
Bob Vernesi,
Yes.
Ken McGarrion.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Thank you, Cheryl.
Thank you, everybody. We appreciate your kindness and support.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
You too.
Okay, our friend Bob Plass, Westfield on Weekends. We've got two items for Bob this evening. Park Square Permit Pavilion Mayor's Tree Lighting, November 27th, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. with a rain date of November 29th. Welcome, Bob. Oh, Bob, you're on mute. There you go.
I think you'd better rather keep me there, wouldn't you?
Welcome.
I'm not sure. I don't know. Hey, actually the mayor's tree lighting is going to be on Small Business Saturday. And so it will happen. I've been working with the mayor's office and we've talked, and he wanted it to be connected to the Small Business Saturday, which it had been in the past, and wanted a smaller ceremony. And so we're working with Don to make that happen. And as part of the things that we're going to do, this is also Small Business Saturday. So it's in connect. We're going to be. I've asked to be on the green on Small Business Saturday and use the pavilion earlier in the day, because we're going to be doing a pop-up holiday shop throughout in the pavilion for the hopefully, if you guys approve, Saturday and Sunday, and possibly Friday nights, but Friday nights will be a setup. We would be utilizing the skills that we've developed with Shop Local Western Massachusetts, which is the group that is also with us through the concerts on the green, or the concerts that Jay Pagluka and Jason are producing over there on the children's campus down there. And so we decided that we really wanted to utilize as Artworks does. I know it seems strange that we left Pumpkin Fest and it moved, but Pumpkin Fest had to move with our police and our emergency people telling us that it was because it had grown to 5,000 to 8,000 people, that it was not a viable thing in downtown for the safety and of our friends. And also the health department really wanted us to go there. And so reluctantly and with great angst and anxiety and whatever, you've probably seen discussions all over the place, and maybe you also had those discussions, but we moved to the children's campus, which in essence, the Pumpkin Fest was created for children and their families. The main function is children. So the children's campus made perfect sense. So, and also they were struggling as two non-profits, both the not-for-profit Boys and Girls Club, the Amelia Park Ice Rink, and the Amelia Park Children's Museum. So at any rate, so I'm glad that Chiro and company are going to do an adult thing that day down on the green, so that there's that. I hope it will be as successful and as fruitful. Having two big events in our downtown, but as we plan the Decemberfest activities with the mayor, and also wanting to do something from our shop, which is at 105 Elm Street, which we've, oh, thank God, kept afloat for a year and a half now. As you know, that's a really difficult thing that we have to raise money for that. And we've got a new spirit and some new ideas there as well, with Kathy Bradford from the university as our director. And we've been talking to a lot of non-for-profits and have begun conversations, and Artworks, I hope, will participate as well. There's going to be some really incredible things happening. We're getting a Steinway, incidentally, there from the university, and it's going to be used. So that's going to be really exciting to have a Steinway in our downtown, working with the music department at the university. So as part of that, the perfect thing is Decemberfest. So if we look at downtown and we look at hopefully what's going to happen, I've started a conversation with the Athenaeum as well, and with the Friends of the Athenaeum, and some of the businesses this week I talked to, and so we're going to do a small business Saturday thing, working with the children's with the Chamber of Commerce, and connecting with them to make sure that Small Business Saturday happens, and getting the people involved who need to be involved to make that happen. And as part of Small Business Saturday, the Green is a perfect place to do some stuff and open a pop-up shop. We're going to do a pop-up shop also at our at 105 Elm Street. And I'm working on another location as well in downtown for another pop-up store. As you may know, the Shop Local folks are mostly Westfield folks, and they are they really know how to put it together, and so they're very interested. I'm also looking for a place perhaps to do Santa, etc. So we, as you know, Westfield on Weekends ran the Santa on the Green for years and some other stuff. So basically the two things that I'm asking for is the green and the stage for the first for the mayor's tree lighting and Santa coming into town. We're still wondering, and I'm working with Don on whether there's going to be a parade or not. I know that our lantern workshops were always popular, and we're looking hopefully to do those. But as with COVID and everything, you're going to really, I don't know if you, Cheryl, are having that same issue or fear that as we get closer and closer to more deaths and more Delta variant stuff happening, whether it's going to happen in the same way. But we need to have this in line to be able to plan, because as you know, we have to plan a long time ahead. So the two things that I'm asking is for the pavilion, for Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, for our pop-up shop and or Santa, and then the green on Small Business Saturday. I've been talking to and I got to get the funding for this, but I have a little grant that may come through for some ice sculpting on the green on that Saturday during the afternoon. So as the mayor wants the event to be short and sweet. Okay, so we're going to work around that, but we want to have something that leads up to that event as we've had in the past. And it will be called the mayor's tree lighting ceremony. And the other thing we're still coming up, it's probably going to be a December holiday markup or pop-up holiday thing. And I hope that Artworks will be involved in some way and we could figure that one out as we go down. But and the library, which is also doing their the Friends of the Library are doing their Luminaria this year, and they're planning that for downtown as well. So, and I know, Cheryl, you guys have, Artworks has something planned, I think for the windows or something, but at any rate, I think downtown or December is going to be a great month. We're also doing our online stuff that we did before, the Tree Jubilee, the haunted house tour, the Scarecrow Trail as well. And that will happen throughout the month of October through December. Either and the holiday lights online this year as well. And our Tree Jubilee may be incorporated into this downtown thing, depending on where we are. It's it's a little early right now to be able to. We've just begun that discussion, but as you know, I had to book this in so our own planning could go forward. So that's it, incidentally. And I love the name. Cheryl's name is for her festival is Oktoberfest. And it's a terrific name. And I just wanted to say I'm really happy about that. They're clever. They're the thing that I don't know, are you doing agriculture or no horticulture any longer? I don't know. They do an horticulture thing. That's but at any rate.
Next year.
Next year. I got it.
Yeah, we haven't been able to.
Yeah.
Pretty
So
good.
I think it's all good.
Yeah,
I don't know, does anybody have any? Oh, I should tell you this, that we would have cocoa on the green as we've had in the past. Maybe cocoa on the green in the Saturday afternoon on Small Business Saturday, etc. We would also know that I know there's a rule about putting signs up, so we would probably use A-frames to denote the holiday market or where Santa is or whatever's happening there, and possibly use a fence kind of thing. I don't know if you've seen the thing that Dave Flaherty has that sort of it's a 6 by 6. It's sort of like a fence that sort of stands up with thing. So we might do that. And I suppose I wonder, I should just ask one last question and then I'll shut up and you can mute me. I tell you, you can mute
I
me
already
anytime.
did.
Oh, well, thank you. Hey, Scotty, I want you on my program. I got a date in September to talk the urban canopy, which is another wonderful thing.
I'll do that, but everything you said is getting denied tonight, so hustle
Oh.
along.
I still love you. I wanted to say that if indeed the area outside of the gazebo could be for all of our events, and maybe we have to work with DPW to have the snow removed or whatever. And if I would work with DPW and Franny over there and et cetera to make sure that everything was safe that way. And we certainly would follow the health and safety requirements of our town. We have to do that in this time period and stuff, you know?
Okay.
Amen, I think.
All right.
I don't know.
Thanks,
You
Bob.
probably have some questions.
So, okay, so let's take these as two pieces. So understanding that you've got two items here that are sort of interlinked. Let's look at the first one first, which is Small Business Saturday and the mayor's tree lighting. Do I hear a motion? Do I have a motion to approve that?
Motion to approve.
All right, Scott LeBombard with a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Sarah Unger. Any additional questions for Bob before we vote? Okay, seeing none. Doug Morash,
Yes.
Scott LeBombard,
Yes.
Mike Terrell is a yes. Vinnie Alinsky,
Yes.
Sarah Unger,
Yes.
Bob Vernessi.
Oh, he's gone to the,
He may
I
have,
don't know
he
where.
may have stepped away.
Oh, there,
Here
here's,
comes Karen.
his wife's coming.
There we go. You got it, Karen. Thank you.
Sorry about that. Say
okay.
yes again.
Bob Vernessi,
Sure.
yes. Ken McGarrion,
Yes.
and McGarrion is a yes. Okay, motion passes. Thank you. Okay, the second item, which is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the dates November 26th, 27th, 28th, December 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And it looks like 10, 11, 12, 13, 18, 19, and 20
Right,
for the event. I believe that was the pop-up vendors,
right.
Santa and Mrs. Claus. Do I have a motion to approve those dates?
Motion to approve.
Made by Scott LeBombard. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Doug Morash seconded it. Okay, any questions, any additional questions for Bob on this request? Okay, Bob, you must have done a good job.
Oh, God help me, I
describing
talked
the
to,
first time
and I'm
around.
gonna like, if I can't get an ice sculptor, I'm looking at snowmen, a snow sculpture person. So I'm probably gonna have to deal with, I don't know, do I have to come back for
Mike.
that if I choose not to do an ice sculpture? Because it's like $1,600. I gotta try and get them to go down a little bit, but,
Mike, this is what I do on Tuesday mornings. Bob, wrap it up.
yeah.
So the ice sculpture would stay there, Bob? Is that?
Yeah, I think, well, it would stay as long as it was cold and then it would melt. The ice sculpture, it's called Brilliant Ice Sculpture, and they're really wonderful. They're out of Boston, and they'll do it's going to be 6 feet high and 4 feet wide, in a design that I would you know, and I would have to I think work with Scott to you know, find a good place for it, et cetera, et cetera.
As long as
Okay.
it has the capacity to do luge shots, then I'm in.
Ooh, shots. We could have a martini bar made of
Perfect.
ice there.
Yep.
So Bob, I think we would handle that separately from this request,
Got it.
and just do a separate agenda item.
So
for it.
know that there's going to be hopefully some event, and as we plan, on the green for that day for Small Business Saturday.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Also, just I think there was, I can't remember what the last thing was. It went right out of my mind, but whatever.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion or questions for Bob? Okay, seeing none. Doug Morash?
Oh,
Yes.
gosh. I have to, I wonder if I should put this in for the mayor. Hanukkah is the day after, is November 27th. I don't know what night he wants to light the menorah, but maybe is that too far out? Or can we put it that there's going to be one night during Hanukkah that the Jewish community is going to light the menorah? We work on that all the time, and I forgot to include that and forgot to ask Don about one night he wants to do it with the community. So that's going to be, maybe I'll put that on for October or something rather than tonight.
Yeah, so that wouldn't be part of this particular item, right? That wouldn't be part of
No,
the pop-up vendor thing. So let me just take a vote on this so we can get through that. And then, is that, I thought that the lighting of the menorah was done as part of the, is that usually part of the tree lighting ceremony and so on?
No,
separate,
because
no.
Hanukkah comes at a different time every year.
Yeah,
And
understood,
it's
understood.
usually done one of the nights, usually the first or second, sometimes the third night of Hanukkah.
Okay. Yeah, I think we'll probably have to take that up as part of the October agenda.
I think they're going to probably put the menorah up with the Christmas tree at the same time because it needs to be up there for that weekend.
Yeah, understood. Okay. So in terms of the pop-up vendor agenda item, we have motion made and seconded, further conversation, and Doug Morash,
Yes.
Scott LeBombard,
Yes.
Mike Terrell is a yes, Vinnie Alinsky,
Yes.
Sarah Unger,
Yes.
Bob Vernesi,
Yes.
Ken McGarrian.
Yes.
Okay, both motions passed. Bob, thank you.
Thanks a lot, you guys.
Happy to address any further items you have on the October agenda.
I love you guys. You all are we can't do this without you.
Well, we appreciate everything you do.
And
downtown,
I have to have Kenny to dinner and his wife soon. So Ken, that's on the agenda as well, my agenda. He's an old friend of mine. I have to do that. I'll invite all of you. All right, you'll all come to my house and we'll
Good to
all
see you,
have
Bob.
wine and
Good
beer.
to see you.
There you go. That sounds good. I look forward to it.
Yeah.
All
Thanks,
right,
Bob.
sounds good.
Okay, next item is reports, schedule of bills. Did everybody get a chance to view the schedule of bills? Any questions for Bob or Vinnie? Okay, next
Hey.
item is monthly staff reports. Jim, you want to go first?
Is Jim here?
Jim's here. Yep.
I'm here.
Jim, you didn't want to listen to Bob?
Is the fall program. Sitting here the whole
Yeah.
time.
Not able to hear you, Jim.
Anyways,
He's still got AOL, I
right
think.
now we're
dial-up.
up to 130.
Jim, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Not
Are you
really.
using your flip phone?
Yeah.
I have a flip phone.
Why don't we flip to Scott here real quick?
Yeah.
We'll go through Scott's report and then we'll flip back to Jim if needed. I can read that as well.
I got high-speed internet and everything, so yeah, we'll be all set here. So the flag, this all happened when the trade school wanted to change out their flag and get a new flagpole, which that thing is horrendous down at Yakum. It's just, I was like, yeah, that sounds great. Let's change it, get a nice flagpole, 35-footer, lit. We could get the electricity off the scoreboard, and the same for Bullens, because I was looking at Bullens after they brought it up. I go, geez, Art, that one at the football field really is, that could be redone. So for not a lot of money, we could have a nice 35-foot flagpole, have it lit, and you know, that that I think would be nice. We really want to start bringing that field up. It needs so much maintenance. And I think that would be a small little thing that we could do really quick, really easy to make that look so much nicer. So that's one thing. And then the other issue I had, and I don't have my report in front of me, just someone give me what was the other?
The lightning strike at Paper Mill.
Oh, right. I don't know if you guys knew about the lightning strike at Paper Mill, but that's almost $10,000 worth of work that we're trying to perform. We're still waiting for all the materials to come in, and that's still there. We're looking at about 4 more weeks, maybe 5 more weeks, just to get the materials. And that's not going to guarantee that the lights weren't affected. So the lights could possibly have issues. I'm working with Nate, the electrician, and Elm Electric to get that problem, all taken care of. But unfortunately, it's not going to be done before, I don't know, it could be November before we get it all fixed. So it's new service, new panel in the back, everything's got to be redone. It could go higher than 10,000. So we were able to keep it under 10,000 just so it wouldn't have to go to state contract. And Tammy was good enough to do it in like 2 sections. So for the say the 9,099 is going to be just for getting the power back, and then there could be additional costs on, say, every single light pole needs something or nothing. That's the big issue right now. So I just wanted to bring that to light and let you know about it, if you didn't already know about it.
Yeah. Scott, does the city have any kind of insurance at
Well,
all?
it's too much. The deductible is $10,000 deductible, so we don't even I think it's more. I think it's $20,000 deductible.
I think it's
So,
50.
is it 50? Yeah, I can't remember. We knew it was going to be more than 10. Yeah, I went through Tammy first to see if we could do an insurance thing, but no, she said no. So,
Scott, what was actually hit by lightning? The light pole, or what was hit?
we don't really know. It looks like it was a direct hit to the service in the concession stand.
Oh,
So, and on top of everything, we're going to need red paint too. Oh, but yeah, that hopefully once all the materials come in, it'll be done and we can move on.
Here's a picture of the component.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've already seen it, Scott. Thank you.
I wasn't showing you.
Yeah, scary stuff. Luckily, nobody was down there at
Yeah.
the time of the strike. Okay, thanks, Scott. Any
Yeah.
questions? Any additional questions for Scott?
Yeah, Scott, the material that you put down at Whitney, can that be graded?
On the millings that we put on the road.
Yeah,
It kind of gets compacted. So if you start grading it, it'll start flaking up in big chunks. So normally what we do in that situation is bring more millings in if we can get them and put more. Do we need more down there? I mean, I've driven down, it's a mess.
big time.
Okay, I'll see what I could do as far as get some more millings down there. But the police department hasn't been working with us at all as far as closing the gates at night, and I'm trying to work on that project too. I know that wasn't in my report, but it's another issue that after McCabe left, that whole handshake deal we had, so to speak, fell through, and I'm a little disappointed with them. They want to have the custodians on a stipend to go down there and lock the gate, and I go, no, absolutely not. You got plenty of cruisers out there. There's not a big deal to go down there and lock the gate at the end of the night. So
Yeah,
but I'll keep working on that and be.
the those millings worked really well.
Yes, they definitely do. Don't forget now, we have the second half of the Western Ave project. So that's even closer. So hopefully we can get a bunch of millings brought and dropped right off there. And that's what I'm kind of hoping that's going to happen.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right, anything else for Scott? All right, thanks, Scott. Jim.
Can you hear me?
I can, thank you.
Okay. Hopefully you got I emailed it earlier. If you don't have it, I can read it to you. But for Peewee Soccer so far, we're already up to 135 participants, which is a lot more than we had last year. And the reason why I'm delaying it is because the books they've gone to schools, but I haven't got mine home from my son from his elementary school yet. So I'm anticipating when they do get to the schools that we're going to have a lot more signups. So we're still going to delay it a week. That way we don't cap out at 6 teams when we could possibly have 8. And then we have 2 new soccer supervisors, Allie and Alexis. They both worked for us this summer, so they're pretty good. We have 3 field hockey teams, a 7th, 8th grade team, a 5th, 6th grade team, and a 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade team. Right now for our fall tennis lessons, we've had to re-advertise 2 or 3 times to get someone. And Peggy's really good. She sends it out to all the tennis associations around Western Mass and Northern Connecticut, but we're still having a hard time getting someone to run our tennis camps. For our summer camps, they were really good. A lot of them were full. I think we had just 1 or 2 cancellations. I think one of them was pickleball. And I think it was just the age group because the other 2 age groups that we did have did go. Adventure Zone was really good. Most of the nature camps were full. But overall, it was a pretty good summer. And then the stray parks will be closed next Tuesday for the season.
Jim, have you ever considered reaching out to some of the local colleges to see if they have a player that may be willing to do the lessons?
I think it gets sent to, I think all our postings get sent to the local colleges, but if you're in college, I don't know if you could make it over on a Wednesday at 5 o'clock, and some of them might not want to do an all day Saturday type thing either, but
Right.
I'll confirm with Peggy tomorrow that we're sending it to the local tennis teams.
All right, any additional questions for Jim? Go ahead, Ken.
Jim, if you cannot find a tennis instructor, I'm pretty sure that I can get you one from Springfield, and he's extremely versed in teaching. So let me know if you can't find one.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right, thanks,
I
Ken.
would say don't even wait. If you got a contact, I know Peggy tried really hard to get somebody. She sent it out to all the colleges and she sent it to everything that she could think of. But Ken, if you have somebody, I wouldn't even hesitate and already reach out and ask. That's it.
I will call him this evening.
All right.
Well, you don't have to do that, but you could call him tomorrow. That would be all right too.
All right, thanks, Ken. Thanks, Scott.
No, I'm gonna
Anything
call
else?
him right now. Wait a minute.
Okay.
Anything else for, you want me to send him the link, Ken? Anything else for Jim? Okay, thanks, Jim. Okay, that is the end of our agenda. Our
Wait.
next meeting-
Did anybody see me on Mass Appeal?
Did not. I did not.
That was my debut. I can't
Thankfully.
believe it.
Just trying to block it out.
All right, I'll make sure I send the link to everybody so you can watch me.
Yes, please do. Please do.
All right, thanks.
All right, next meeting scheduled October 18th via Zoom. Unfortunately, we were able to sneak one in-person meeting in before we got sent back to Zoom. So I'll look to see everybody on that date. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Move.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion made by Bob, seconded by Ken, I believe. Any discussion? Okay, seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? All right, motion passes. Thanks, everybody. We are adjourned. Thanks to everybody, and thanks, Peter.